Bismillah. Once upon a time, a perseverant trader used to work every day. He had a girl whom he loved so much. In the morning of her birthday, he asked her what gift she would like him to bring from the market. Then she answered him to pick her a rose. The trader's way to the market was long, and during his return, a strong storm made it impossible to arrive at his home that night. He fled to a castle on the edge of the road and stayed there until the storm ceased. The castle was suspicious, and when the merchant entered the boundaries, he started calling its inhabitants to ask for their permission and ask for a shelter. He grew amazed when he saw a table packed with the finest varieties of food. He shouted louder, but no one answered. And after he was fed up of calling, he got hungry. He began eating to fill his hunger, then resumed the search for the inhabitants of the castle until he got upstairs and found amazing large rooms, into one of which was a deluxe bed. The merchant was unable to resist drowsiness and was exhausted by fatigue, so he went in a deep sleep. When he woke up the next morning, he found a hot cup of coffee next to him and a plate full of fruit. He was surprised and returned to calling the people of the place, and again no one replied. The merchant left, and at the gate of the castle a beautiful rose attracted his attention and reminded him of his precious beloved daughter. Then he picked it, so the monster shouted roaring, "Oh, ungrateful you! After I welcomed you and all what I did to you, you dare plucking the roses of my garden?" With dismay, the merchant responded, stuttering, "Pardon, pardon, sire. It's just one rose. I picked it for my daughter's birthday," the beast said. "I will forgive you, on the condition that your daughter comes to the castle to serve me." The merchant did not faint. Instead of handing over his daughter to save his and her life, and only few days the little girl was at the disposal of the beast. She was horrified at first by his appearance, but quickly got used to it, and the monster began looking at her until he liked her. He was desperate to talk to her and was no longer able to separate from her. Then he told her one day that he wished her to accept him as a husband, and she was surprised. She who never thought that she would marry an ugly monster like him. But she remembered his kindness and that he might kill her father if she injured him. Then, after thinking carefully, she politely refused his request. And because of his great love and appreciation for her, the beast did not get angry, but he gave her a magic mirror so that she could see her family from the castle. Through it, she knew that her father was sick since she left him, so she decided to visit him and started begging and crying with sorrow for her father. The monster strongly rejected the idea of leaving the castle at first, but soon let her provided that she returns after 7 days. The girl went to her father and shielded his face. Then his health began to improve next to his beloved daughter, who told him the details of her daily life in the castle and how gently the monster treated her. At the end of the 7th day, she saw in her dream that the beast was on his bed, about to die. She came to the castle to find him lying on the bed with his eyes closed, began to call him, scream and beg him to stay with her, and then promised to marry him if he recovered. And at this moment the monster turned into a handsome young man. He opened his eyes to her standing at his head crying. wiped her tears, and told her that he had turned into an ugly monster because of an old magic that does not disappear it until a beautiful girl loves him. The girl was overwhelmed with happiness, and her story ended in marriage with the handsome prince. Among the lessons learned from the story of the girls and the monster, bank careful for parents and not abandon them whatever the circumstances are. They are the ones who sacrifice dearly to make their children happy, and they seek it with all their might. We must also treat others with kindness and friendliness, whatever their forms, nationalities, and races, and help them when needed.